So this was a patient in his mid-40s that presented following an exposure to an industrial chemical cleaner, an alkali chemical cleaner, similar to bleach, in his right eye. And he presented with an intense amount of conjunctival and perilimbal inflammation. And in fact, he even had some perilimbal blanching. The entire surface of the cornea was eroded, no epithelium present, as you can see in the picture. Our primary concern, aside from neutralizing the ocular surface and normalizing the pH, our secondary concern was long-term and preventing further penetration of the alkali into the stem cells and affecting the long-term health of those stem cells. Perilimbal blanching is, of course, a very poor prognostic sign, and we were very worried that this patient would have poor healing, poor reepithelialization because of the shock delivered to these limbal stem cells. So after aggressively irrigating this patient's eye and normalizing the pH on the ocular surface, we placed a Procara graft, which had a very nice anti-inflammatory effect. What we're finding is, in our general experience, that the effect of the Procara and the cryopreserved amniotic membrane is a profound inflammatory effect equivalent to the use of a prednisolone drop or a steroid drop 4 times a day. And so whereas we may have started this patient on a short burst of steroids to reduce inflammation, we no longer needed to do that and risk slower reepithelialization with the steroid. Instead, the Procara graft was going to provide for expansion of existing limbal stem cells, rapid reepithelialization without the use of a steroid, and yet provide an anti-inflammatory, anti-angiogenic, and anti-scarring mechanism of action, so that this patient ultimately did reepithelialize and suffered no long-term consequences to those stem cells. This patient reepithelialized completely within a week after placement of the Procara. And most importantly, long-term has had no long-term effects of limbal stem cell deficiency from the damage from the alkali burn.